Hello friends, today we're going to make a rustic roasted butternut and pear soup with a little bit of a gourmet type of touch. And this will be perfect for your Thanksgiving. If you're doing a several course meal, this is a great way to start out the meal and very festive. And this is also perfect for a chilly fall night or a cold winter's night. You could serve it just for your regular weeknight meals or when you're having someone special over and celebrating something special. So keep watching. Let's get you ready for Thanksgiving. Let's get started with some leeks. We're going to roast those and we're going to use the white part of the leek, and I'll show you a whole leek. But if you see these leeks, they've got like all these layers, and leeks have like a mild onion flavor. Well, these little layers, they can carry a lot of sand. So let's get those soaked, and let's cut up our butternut squash. And just put some cold water in there. Let those soak. So some of the things you'll need, of course, is a butternut squash. We're going to use pears. So you need about 3 pears. You'll want 1 for some garnish, 2 for the soup, and it might even go, this is a pretty big squash, so I might go 3 for the soup and 1 for garnish. We'll also use some pumpkin seeds for the roasted pumpkin seeds. We'll need some garlic. You'll need a little bit of ginger and some herbs like rosemary, sage, thyme, and a little parsley. I've got to check and make sure my parsley's okay. I forgot to check that before I started this. And we're going to use a little bit of Chardonnay white wine. You want a good dry wine for that, and some chicken stock. So, oh, and a little bit of cream. We're going to put a little bit of heavy cream at the end, or milk. So let's see. I have the oven on at 400. So I've got that. Got my leeks rinsing. So I'm not sure how much this is at least. I'm thinking this is like 5 pounds. This is pretty heavy. So this is a pretty big butternut squash. And you want to make sure I just sharpened my knife before. Like, I don't know, it could have been just a little bit more sharp. You want a good sharp knife. And we're going to cut off both ends. That's just easier to manage it. Yeah. I definitely got to sharpen the knife a little bit more. So give me a moment. It's always like this time of year when I start to sharpen knives. So I'm just using this handy little gadget. There's one section for ceramic knives, one for like stuff like this, and then there's a little thing for your scissors on the bottom, and you just basically hold it and you just go at a 90-degree, and you start from the heel all the way to the tip. And kind of firm, pull it towards you. All right, then you give your knife a good washing, good rinsing. I'm moving my leek so I don't get any metal shavings in there. Hopefully that was good. So all my knives really need to be sharpened. All right. See if that worked. And I got it started. Oops, if I have my glasses on, probably. I feel like I made it worse. All right, let's see what's going on. Let's see if this knife is going to be any better. Doesn't tell you how many times to run it over, so let's give it a good rinse. Take three. Let's see if this works. We got the serious knife here, and I sharpened that. Well, that's better. Probably I need to just shove it in a little bit more. And because this is so big, some people just go right down the middle. I don't know. It's probably actually easier. Just got to be very careful. And I'm just rocking it back and forth. Yeah, that actually worked pretty good. Yay! All right, let's get a spoon and carve out those seeds. I'm not going to save these seeds. I could save them to roast them, but really not a ton of them. And being I'm getting ready for the holiday, I just don't want to go through that extra effort. Because the holidays, we're always making a ton of dishes. And now here's a little 411 for you. You can go ahead and cut up your butternut squash and roast it. And you can freeze it. And then thaw it out later to make your soup the day of. So, and you can freeze squash, I think, up to 3 months. So that's something to consider. All right. Oh, I probably should have peeled it first. Duh. Yeah, I should have. I got so concerned about my sharp knife that, because we're gonna cube this up. Yeah. Note to self. That would have been much easier to peel. Because I got so sidetracked with that, I should have peeled this first. But then it would have been slippery, and I don't like to hold the knife with the slippery squash, so. I can feel the heat from that oven. Now, generally for Thanksgiving, or in the fall, it's not always Thanksgiving, but a lot of time in the fall, I will do a pumpkin soup. We have a family favorite. It's got a roasted pumpkin soup with cream. It's got a little bit of a kick to it, and it has like a apple and red onion relish that goes on top of it. That's fabulous. But sometimes you just want to change it up a little bit. So that's what we're doing today. So we'll go ahead and get these peeled, and then we'll cube them up. All right, so let's cube up. This is probably the longest part of, actually, let's go ahead and do this long neck. We'll cut that a little separately. I think that will be easier in the long run. One thing I didn't mention is too, you need about a medium size yellow onion, or you could use a sweet onion too. And depending on how big your squash is, this is gonna roast at a different amount of time. I've got a pretty large squash, so I'm thinking maybe 40 minutes, maybe not that long. And I'm gonna cut these in maybe close to 1-inch cubes. Let's go like this, actually. Of course, the ends are going to be a little narrower. And it doesn't, they don't have to, you don't have to worry so much about how even they look, because we're going to be blending this up to make our soup nice and creamy. So don't get hung up on that part. This is a nice color. This is perfect color for, oops, careful. Next, we're going to cut up our onion, and we're just going to, you know, you could saute these in your Dutch oven pan that we're going to roast, cook the soup in, but, or you can just cut it off up like this and roast that whole, or I should say halved. And I think that's what I'm going to do because it's a little quicker. Saves us some extra steps, and it'll taste fabulous roasted. Just getting that skin off. It's like a magnet. There's probably different ways you can do this as far as the pears. I'm going to go, I might do the pears second. I got to see how much space I've got on my pan. I don't have a whole lot of, if you have a really huge baking pan, that'll be great. But mine is more like a medium size, I guess. But see, you don't want the butternut squash on top of one another. You want it all flat. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do my pears in here. I mean, I could try to, because you don't want to steam them. You want them to get nice and roasted. So I guess we could do the pears in the onions. Let's see. Let's do those separate. So let's go ahead and get these in the oven. Let's put a little bit of olive oil. Probably one to 2 tablespoons. And let's put some salt and pepper on those. Get them in the 400-degree oven. I do have another pan. I could put those on there. That way I'm not like taking 2 hours to make this. Good amount of pepper. Seasoning them well. I think that's what I might do. And a good teaspoon and a half of salt. Let's get those mixed up and coated with the oil. You get to play with your food. Alright. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is 2 pans. I'm going to get these in the oven, though. They're going to take longer. Let me wash my hands. They're oily. Okey-doke. I got this on the middle rack. Woohoo! That's hot. All right, I'm going to put this on 20 minutes and take a look at it. Because the other day I did some roasted sweet potatoes and they came out very quick. So let's go ahead and get a pan for the pears and the onions, the leeks, and our garlic. They won't take as long. And I might wait to put them on there right now. Let's go ahead and peel. We've already peeled the onion. Let's peel a little bit of ginger because we're going to need you know what? We don't want to roast that, but we can go ahead and get it prepped. Because we're going to zest some. I'm just going to... And you get the ginger in the produce section. They kind of look knobby like this. It's a root. And it smells wonderful. It's definitely a flavor of the holidays. But I know I make myself a ginger and cinnamon tea or a ginger and clove, lemon, honey tea. Yummo. And a little goes a long way. It's pretty strong. All right, so we got that cut off. Some people don't even bother peeling it when they're, because we are going to zest this into our soup. But it's one less thing done. And let's put that on a little plate. My done things. This I know I need to put back in the fridge. And then we'll get about 3 cloves of garlic. Let's break that apart. 1, 2, 3. These other ones away in a moment. I think we can leave the skins on when we roast those because we can just squeeze them out. Oh, I forgot I had this bowl here. Duh. All right. Let's peel the pears. You can use Bosque or Partlet. Partially use Partlet? No. We're going to use Bartlett. Or wait, are these the Bosque? There's the light green ones. I think these are actually the Bosque. I need to look it up. I need to get my act together. Anyways, we're using these pears with the more of a brownish, tannish color. And so one pear I'm gonna set aside, and I won't peel that until we're ready to make the garnish, because we don't want it to get all brown. And you just peel off any bad spots you got. I got these a few days ago. I planned to make this earlier in the week, but I always put too much in my schedule. I always think I can do a lot more in a week than I actually do, but we try to aim high, right? And then we feel good that we get stuff done. As long as you don't feel defeated and go, oh, I didn't get everything done. I do that every once in a while too. We all fall into that trap at some point, right? We're like, we want to get so much done, and we're not always realistic at what we can accomplish. But sometimes we can accomplish a lot more than we think. And if you want a nice home cooked meal, it takes a little bit of planning and effort, but it's well worth it. And have nice, good nutritional meals, and occasionally those naughty meals like, or not meals, well, naughty meals like fried pizza dough, desserts. It is always somebody's birthday or holiday. I can remember my grandmother saying, "Oh, we'll go," and it was always like the family joke. We all knew she wasn't serious, but it was a fun joke. It's like, "Oh, I'll start dieting once the holidays are over," which I think back then it was like Christmas. You know, it was Thanksgiving, Christmas, because right, that's the time of year us Americans anyway were indulging in quite a bit of extra. But if you're the one prepping meals and getting most of the festivities, I'm not going to always say it's mom. A lot of times it's mom, but men are stepping up to the bat and doing great for their families too. And yeah, where was I going with it? Oh, just all the stuff we have to do, and um, yeah, I forgot where I was going. Oh, it'll come back. I just have a lot to do. But we like things to be nice. I know it's something about the or the older generation. Oh, saying the holidays, after the holidays. I can hear you guys yelling out the comments. This is what you were talking about. This. Finish your story. I don't remember. I don't know where I was going with that, but I won't charge you any extra for that. All right, so we can put them in whole like that, because these will cook up, roast up. I mean, we can cut them in chunks. I don't know if it's really necessary. Maybe this. I'm gonna go ahead. Actually, probably should have done it lengthwise. That way, all the sides can get as much caramelization as possible. These are two pretty good sized pears, so maybe I'll just do that. All right, so we've got less than 15 minutes till the butternut squash is roasted. I've got 2 cups of chicken stock or chicken broth, and I made this kind of strong. I used that thick, better than bouillon chicken stock, but we will add another cup of water to this, and We'll cover that in our Dutch oven pan here. So I'm going to wash up, clean up a little bit, wait for the squash to get done. I'm just taking this moment to dry off the leeks really well so that when I roast them, they don't get steamed. They get nice and caramelized. Let's see where these are. I think they're looking pretty good. Yeah, definitely good. Let's put these over here. Probably the leeks probably could have went in a little bit later, but that's okay. And these look fabulous. I'm gonna get some close-ups of this. We're gonna let it cool down before we put any in our uh, Vitamix to blend it up because we are getting so close. Because we're just gonna, after we blend this up, we'll put it in the pot, cook it for 20 minutes or so, half an hour, just to kind of like marry all the flavors. We're gonna be good to go. All right, these have been cooling for 10 minutes, so we can go ahead and start to blend. So I'm gonna start out in my Vitamix, plug it in first. That always helps. And I'm gonna put the thinner stuff on the bottom, like the liquids, and then put my butternut squash. Actually, I'll put some of the onions and pears. So this is 2 cups of chicken stock, but there's 3 teaspoons of chicken bouillon, or better than bouillon. And then I'll add another cup to that mixture. So let's go ahead and you don't want to fill this up to the top. I'll go ahead and put my pot on low, medium low. I'll put all these leeks in here. So we've got the onion, the leeks, which is a very mild onion flavor. Oh, we gotta remember to take the skins. Remember our roasted. Let's put these on the side. Our roasted garlic. And smush that. That's nice and soft and creamy. Kind of see that? Mushes right up. There's lots of ways you can make butternut squash soup. You can put, you can have a sweet factor to it. You can have it more savory. You can have it with like some ground cumin. And I kind of was going to go that route. I was thinking that at first, but I've been just on a sage kick. I notice every season I like get on a kick with a certain ingredient. Last Thanksgiving and Christmas time, it was everything cranberry. Whatever I could get cranberries in, I was going ahead and doing that. So let's get some of these. And we're not going to fill this to the top because we want it to give it a room to, it'll foam up. I guess that's the best word, right? Now, if I wasn't so tired today. I'd let these roast another 7 minutes maybe, just to get that more caramelization. This has been a busy day today, busy week. I've been on vacation, but it's been a working vacation. Lots to do. So I said, this is good. So let's go ahead and slowly blend this up. It's going to be a little noisy. And I just want to take a look to see the texture of it, because I want this nice and creamy. A couple spoons. So a little bit would be a spoon for tasting, but so we don't have the herbs in there yet, so it's not. It's pretty close, but it's got to blend a little bit more. I probably could put a little bit more in there, but. Oh, that's a little jam up. All right, let's get this first batch. Whoop! There was a little burp there. Let me see if you can get a good look. And I never did get a close-up of my butternut squash and everything. I forgot that. Oh well. But let's pour that in here. It's heavy. Let's go ahead and. All right. Let's go on to blend that next batch. Let's put the rest of this in here, and let's get a little bit of water. We need at least another cup. Oh, I wish I didn't forget to take the close-up pictures. Oh, it would look so pretty on the pan. All right, let's get the rest of these pears and onions in there. This is a lot simpler, right? When you do it all in one pan. Actually, and I'm glad I chose the aluminum foil and not the parchment paper, because I had to roast it for so long. And I was concerned that my parchment paper is just going to it's not going to withstand the heat. So this was one big squash. I'm thinking for holiday you're going to just do a little bit portion. If you were going to do this at Thanksgiving or Christmas, I probably overfilled it a little bit. Then this probably would, because you're serving so many dishes, this probably serve about 8 people. If you're just doing it as a main course, maybe with a crusty bread or something, maybe 6 people. and some people have a soup setting on their Vitamix. I had to do a little taste. Oh, this is nice and creamy. I think we're safe here to put in our wine. So let's get our measuring cup. We're going to start with a half a cup. Let me get my glasses on. You can always add more if we need it. Now, I checked out a lot of recipes, and they said when you're using a white wine, a nice dry wine. So a lot of them recommended Chardonnay. So they say you want to use in cooking a wine that you would like to drink. So let's just take a little taste of it. Some of my wine, not a big cup like that. Let's give it a little taste. Oh, that is good. This one says it's a nice balance of bright citrus honey with a touch of oak character, hints of juicy peach. That sounds good to me. It tastes good. So let's go ahead and pour that in. Blend again. Give it a little stir because you can see on the middle, the bottom half is, there it goes, it gives you a burp. Oh, let's mix that through because we want it. It's pretty creamy, but I want it even a little bit more. I always start it on low and work its way up. Every once in a while, I forget to turn it down. And once we put the herbs in here, oh my gosh, that's going to be great. All right, I think that's pretty good. Look how rich and creamy that looks. Let's get that in the pan. Oh yeah, that second batch was really nice and creamy. I'll try to get that all out. I'll work with that after. Let's get it stirred up. Let's give it a little pre-taste. We are going to add our herbs and our ginger. Could have been blended a tad more, but it's pretty good. The flavors out of this world. And it doesn't really need any more salt. So we're going to take our herbs. And we're just going to, if I had a little kitchen string, butcher's twine, I would wrap these up. But I'm just going to put the whole little sprigs in there. I'm not going to put a ton of rosemary, just a little bit. And I'm going to do this whole little bunch of sage. It's like the song, but almost like the song. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Except I don't have parsley right now. So, like I said, I gotta check my parsley. I'm trying to think if I bought it last weekend. So I'm gonna put, remember that ginger? Let's just put a little bit of that in there. I'm gonna use my microplane. Probably like a teaspoon of minced ginger. Just give us that little kick in there. That's gonna be nice. All right. So we're gonna put the lid on here, let this cook 20 minutes, half an hour. We'll add some cream to it. See if we need any more of the wine. That tastes really good. Just a tad of pepper, not much. Oh, that's good. The sweetness, you don't really, it does have a little, I don't think it's overpowering. That's really good. I think I probably will take a little bit more wine. Well, let's go with not a half a cup, another like quarter cup. Which I was thinking we'd use 3/4 a cup, but I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't too much and overdue. Oh, this I will get a close-up shot of. This is perfect for Thanksgiving, an autumn night. We'll be back in a little bit. We'll let this cook up. We'll give it a check out. We are back. And it's been a little bit over half an hour just because I've been chilling a little bit. It's just such a busy week that I was like, I gotta rest for a few minutes. So this has been on low. I had a little bubble to it earlier, and then I reduced the heat down to low. So these herbs have been in here for a while, and we're gonna add some cream to this. I definitely want it a little creamy. It would be fine probably like this. Let's give it a little taste on this and see if we need any more seasonings or anything. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Ah, I'm gonna leave the herbs in there. Wow, oh my gosh, that is good. Do I want to put heavy cream or half and half? Let's go with a little heavy cream. Let's start with a cup. I think that's what I got about here. And let me get a measuring cup. And what we're gonna do is toast some pumpkin seeds. Y'all, that tastes so good. Even the aftertaste of it is like incredible. And it, just a nice balance of the herbs. So we got a half a cup here. Let's start with that, and then we'll stir that in. I don't know with the cream if you want to call it more like a bisque. I need to research that. I don't really know why something's considered a bisque. I'm thinking because of cream. And that might very well be. Oh, that looks so pretty. Gosh, that's so inviting. And it probably could even use a tiny tad more of that wine. So good. Y'all, you are gonna love to serve this at Thanksgiving. I'm so excited about it. I'm gonna add another half a cup, so we did a total of a cup of cream. I'm giving that a good stir. Right now I have my pan on medium. This one over here for toasting the pumpkin seeds. Oh, that looks great. Now we'll put a splash more, maybe 2 more tablespoons of the wine. That's so good. It's just a nice balance of savory and sweet. I mean, there's just a hint of sweet. I feel like that wasn't too many pears. It's just right. So let's put our lid on. That is hot. Looks so pretty. Yay! I love everything to look so pretty. Of course, this little splash here is bugging me, so I gotta clean that up. So I've got some, I think these were raw organic pumpkin seeds. And we're just gonna toast them. And I'm just gonna do a few for now. I'm not doing this whole bag right now. And we need a separate spoon for that. And we're going to keep a close eye on those. While we do that, let's slice up our other pear. And I'm just going to put this, you could probably warm it up or you can put it cold. I need another little plate. I already cleaned my peeler. Let's see, do I have my paring knife out? Thought I set that on the side. I guess I didn't. Just keep an eye on these pumpkin seeds. Now for topping that, when we spoon out the soup into a bowl, you could put a little dollop of like honey, Greek yogurt, or a little sour cream. It really doesn't need much because it's already fabulous the way it is. Look at here, these little pop-in. I don't know if we need to add salt to these or not. Yeah, we're gonna need salt. Toast them a little bit, and then this soup you probably could keep the peel on the pear. That would make it look a little more rustic, right? Maybe I'll do some in with and some without. I have this on medium high right now. I'm going to turn it off and just keep stirring because at this point you want to watch them pretty good. They're doing a little shaky dance in there for the heat. Let's put a little salt in there. Just a sprinkle. A little sprinkle. All right, let's go ahead and now for this whole pot, if you wanted a nice little serving of this, probably should get a little closer on that. Yeah. Oh, you can see it. Well, now you can't see it all because I can't put it there because that is hot. But anyways, you might need 2 pears for topping. It depends on how much pear you want to put on the top. but I'm just slicing it in little dice. Can't see it that well. After I cut it up, I'll put it in this little prep bowl. And I'll take those toasted off the toasted because they're a little bit toasting too much. You know what? I gotta put those in a little bowl so they'll stop cooking. That pan's still pretty hot. There we go. All right. This time of year, you got to start to pace yourself. Make sure you get naps. As I say that, I had like a power nap in the chair. It was like 10 minutes. It did help. I stay hydrated, right? We get to end up working and then never get to take a drink. You really don't have to add anything else to this pear, right? Sweet enough. Just gonna add a little nice something to our roasted butternut squash and pear. We want to call it soup or bisque. The jury's out on that. I'm gonna do some research and see what the difference is. All right, let's put this away. I can still hear those pumpkin seeds crackling. All right, and I'm going to get a little bit of Greek yogurt out. I think that will taste really good. I'm going to taste it without first. But then again, it's going to be such a pretty presentation. So, yeah. This is honey Greek yogurt. All right, let's take a look at this. It smells fabulous. Let's taste this. I'm so excited that I made this. Like when I was planning what my menu, this was definitely on top, one of the things on top. As I said, I love the pumpkin soup that I made, and this looks a lot like pumpkin soup, except it's definitely like a brighter. It smells fabulous. And I'll take those herbs out in a little bit, but for now, let's do a little for a taste test. Now, I can still hear those pumpkin seeds crackling. I need a separate spoon for the sour cream. Or not sour cream. I'm going to use Greek yogurt. Or like on the last quarter bit of that. Let me stir it a little bit. See how it looks. Then I'm going to take some of these pumpkin seeds. A few pieces of the pear. Let's see if I can get a close-up of that. There you go. let's give it a try. So we've got the roasted butternut squash, roasted pears, onions, leeks, a little bit of garlic. We added chicken stock. We added Chardonnay white wine. And then we added a little bit of rosemary, thyme, and sage. And salt and pepper. We salt and peppered the squash and the pears and the onions. And trying to think what else. Yeah, that's pretty much. We blended it up in our Vitamix, made it nice and creamy, and then we topped it off with some fresh pear, toasted pumpkin seeds, and a little bit of Greek honey yogurt. This is too good. Oh my gosh. This is perfect. Let's get a piece of pear in there. I don't think I'll change a thing on this. So I hope you give it a whirl for Thanksgiving. With a little crunch with the seeds, the pumpkin seeds. Make sure nobody's allergic before you. You can always put that on your table. People can decide if they want to. So I would serve this. I mean, you can, if you don't want to make a bunch of extra dishes, you can put it in little soup bowls like this. This might even be a little bit too big for Thanksgiving because you just want a little bit because, right, we're having such a big meal. But you would use a regular size bowl if you were just serving that up. That's a nice, that is nice between savory and sweet. You don't taste the sweet until after it sits in your mouth a little bit. It's really good. All right, so I'm going to turn this off because we've had this simmering enough. But yeah, so I would put it in, or I have this really cute pumpkin soup terrain. Actually, let me get that. You saw that in maybe my thumbnail if I end up using that. It's tricky with thumbnails. All right, so yeah, see this big old, I got this really cute pumpkin terrain, and that would look great in there. Got a little place for the soup ladle, and then people could serve up the amount they want. Let me set that aside for now so I don't break it. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think what else. I've got these cute little, something little like that. That would look pretty because you would be able to see the pretty color of the soup in there. So that's an idea, but I'm sure you've got something up your sleeve, some pretty little china or soup bowls. So I'm going to sit down and relax for the night, munch on some of these pumpkin seeds. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't had a chance yet, go ahead and check out my free ebook. It's on how to host a stress-free Thanksgiving dinner. That's for you for free. We've got cooking charts for how long to cook your turkey. We've got all the poundage on there. We've got the thawing charts on there. We've got some sample menus. We've got some printable shopping lists for Thanksgiving, a printable menu planner for Thanksgiving. So we got you all set and ready. All you got to do is click that little button there, and hey, we'll see you in the next video, okay?